What's up, Ragin Nation? This is Alex Yu and you're watching the last part to my SavCon recap video series. This is part 4. If you haven't seen part 1, 2, and 3, be sure to check that out. That way you know what the heck I'm talking about in this video. The very first thing that I did after I got up out of my bed was get some breakfast. And across the street from my hotel, I saw 5 Guys and I heard that they were really good. And I'm out here all the way out in Savannah, Georgia. I had to experience what having 5 Guys is like. So what the heck, I gave it a try.
Damn. Holy cow, there's 2 patties. I didn't even know there's 2 patties. Check that out. This is gonna be really good. Nice and greasy, just the way I like it.
And I gotta tell you, it was really good. I mean, damn, that burger was amazing. Anyways, what was really hilarious was that after I was done having 5 Guys, I was waiting for the stoplight to cross the street. And as I was waiting for the walk signal to come on, I had heard someone call out my name. Someone was yelling, "Alex! Alex!" And then I was looking around, and then I looked over to the car, and then there was Percy, someone I met from day 1. And then he said, "Hey, you need a ride to the hotel?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" And then I just ran across the street into his car, and then he drove us to the hotel. I think it took less than 20 seconds. Anyways, Percy, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for the ride. I really appreciate that. So anyways, I made my way to the dealer room to see what they had to offer, and it was more or less like day 1. And later on during the day, I had another half hour for my Ragin Nation live panel. And this time, the prizes for my Transformers trivia were sponsored by Boris from ages 3 and up. They were Gashapon candy toys. You know those candy toys which are in blind box packaging and you don't really know what they are or who's inside, but you get to assemble them and they can actually transform. Those are the types of toys that we were offering for the prizes. And the grand prize was a complete set of 6 brand new Micron Arms figures. They were actually inside these bubble capsules. The only way to get them in Japan is to put a coin in the machine, crank it, and then you randomly get one of these capsule toys. And that's how you would collect it. But he offered a complete set for the grand prize for my Transformers trivia. So thank you very much, Boris. Following my panel was part 2 of the voice actors panel, which actually turned out to be a more casual session compared to day 1. I think because we already saw them the night before and we got to know them in a more intimate and personal environment in the dealer room, kind of calmed the nerves down of some fans because I noticed the questions were more casual and fun and more personal. There was less questions about them being Transformers voice actors and just more personal stuff like favorite movies, what's it like being part of the fandom, and just funny stories that they had to tell about being part of the voice acting industry. And that was totally cool because I thought it was kind of nice to get to know these people outside of their involvement with Transformers and their profession and just get to talk to them as regular people. It was informative, interesting, and very amusing because at one point in the panel, they did a voice acting free-for-all and just had a whole crazy conversation amongst each other using the voices of the characters that they have done voiceover work for. And it was just hilarious, and I was so glad to be a part of that and witness those guys in action. The evening ended with a small handful of us having dinner at the Bonesaw Grill across the street from the hotel, and I gotta say it was an honor to have dinner with not only the fans, but also Lee Takar and Daniel Ross. When I got back to my hotel, guess what I saw on TV?
And take home autographed posters of their favorite characters.
And it's a really good experience for everybody, and not just for people, say, my age, but for kids also.
It's something where you get to do funny voices and get paid, and someone likes that, and people appreciate it.
I'm here in SavCon in Savannah, Georgia, and representing Transformers. Meet Great Rock, meet Dinobot Leader. I created that voice for the original Transformers series.
SavCon officials say they hope to continue this convention every year.
At the end of all this, it was a wonderful convention and all around great and positive experience for me. It was my very first Transformers convention and I'm so glad to come all the way to Savannah, Georgia to be a part of SavCon, not only as a panelist, but also as a fan. I think the last day of the event was kind of bittersweet for me. I was sad that it was all over and because I had such a great time, but I was also happy because I met so many cool people out of it. I talked to a lot of people who had watched my videos and I made a lot of new friends. Even though this was considered a small Transformers convention, there was something charming charming about it. And it gave us a more personal and intimate atmosphere for us to be able to interact with each other. There wasn't a long lineup to get inside. There was a lot of space for you to be able to check out what the dealers had to offer. And the voice actors didn't have time restrictions for how long you could talk with them, and it didn't have limits to how many things could get signed. It wasn't about that at all. It was so casual and relaxed. At the end of the day, it was just about people coming together for one common interest, and that was Transformers. And that is what brings us all together. Like I said before, even though this was considered a small convention and there's room for expansion and there could have been more to offer, let me tell you something. The number one thing that made this convention memorable for me was just one thing. It wasn't the toys. It wasn't the vehicles parked outside. It wasn't the voice acting impressions. It wasn't the artwork that I bought. It was just one thing. And that one thing is the people. It was the people who were involved organizing the event, the people who were doing the panels, the people who were offering merchandise to the public, and of course the people who attended the event, thus making it successful. Even the guy who sat outside checking people's stamps, and also the guy who drove the voice actors from the airport to the convention hall and back to the airport, and also the guy who warms a seat at the dealer table while the dealer goes to the bathroom. Every single one of these people is important. Without these guys, SavCon wouldn't be the same. So at the end of all this, I want to give a shout out to all those people. So let's do some shout outs, and in no particular order, I want to give a big shout out to Sean for not only inviting me to SavCon, but also making it happen, because I know it was a lot of hard work and a lot of time and responsibility was involved in making it happen, but you pulled through and it turned out to be a great event. So thanks a lot, Sean. The next shout out goes out to Paul for being Sean's assistant, and you know, without Paul, none of this could also happen either. You put a lot of your own personal time to get all the logistics together, such as driving the voice actors from one point to another, and also running around all over the place, just making sure everything is okay. And also, without your help, I would not have a place to stay on the first night. So thanks a lot for that, Paul. And next, I want to say what's up to the voice actors. Thanks for being there. Neil Kaplan, Lee Tokar, Daniel Ross, and Greg Berger. Thanks for being a part of SavCon. And what's up to the artists? Candace, James, Dan Kana. Thanks for offering up your art available for sale. I'm gonna have your artwork put up on my wall over here, proudly displayed, so thanks a lot for that. The cosplayers, Charles, Jay, Crystal, Connie, Natsume, Velocity, Amber, John, you guys are awesome. I know that you guys drove and flew from all parts of the United States to be there at SavCon, and I'm glad you guys were there, because without you guys, it wouldn't have been the same. I also want to give a big shout out to Randall. Thanks for hosting such an informative and comprehensive panel on CG animation. Thanks for that. And also all the fans that I met down there. Sean, Michael, Erica, Tom, Kevin, Gabriel, Scotty, and John, thanks for allowing me to autograph your deluxe swerve. Clark, thanks for these wonderful gifts. And also Percy, thanks a lot for giving me a ride to the Hilton from the middle of the road. And finally, last but not least, Trent and Daniel, thanks for attending my panel, Ragin Nation Live, and congratulations on your prize winnings. And before I conclude this video, I want to end it with this funny story that I just got to share with you guys. On the morning of day one, I went to the restaurant of the hotel to have breakfast. So I sat by myself, enjoying my food, and then on my right side, I noticed a bunch of people. It was a big group of people that they all knew each other, and they were all wearing Transformers and Decepticon t-shirts, like Autobot logo t-shirts. So I knew they were here for the convention. And every so often I would catch them like turning around and looking at me. And I was thinking, do they know me? Did they like see my face on the flyer and they recognize me? So I decided to mind my own business and just eat my food. And then later on, I saw someone snap a photo of two of the fans, and I was kind of in the middle but in the distance, so I wasn't sure if they wanted to get a candid photo with me or they were just snapping a photo of just the two of them. Check this out. I think not more than a day after SavCon ended, when I got home, I went on Facebook and then I saw myself tagged in that photo. And on the comments of the photo, it says, I didn't want to disturb him while he was having breakfast. Hey, all you gotta do is say hi. So that was kind of funny. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this series of videos, and I hope maybe, possibly, that I could be there for SavCon 2013. My name is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Ragin Nation, we're at the SavCon and we had a lot of fun, so I just want to say we'll see you next year.
I'll be there too.
Peace. That was good, that was good.
Sign for you.
That's perfect.